And we are live. And we are live.
Here we are. I see us.
Kickbackers. It's always true. Was that JB this time?
I'm off.
It's JB.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's me this time.
I was about to say.
I was gonna say I'm off. No, I forgot to hit the other button.
Accusations. Slander.
Well, I said Tori, she said it wasn't her. So I'm like, well, who else could it be?
I'm just gonna blame JB. It's easier.
Fuck it.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Why not?
Yes, share to group.
Republican doppelgangers who love control orgasms.
What in the world? So I swear some days he's making this up.
I am not. If you look at the group, that's what be going on. Boss Mode Bay, Hustlers Inc., The Juice Box,
There we go.
Promote Yourself ETL.
Oh, share it.
Lit Landlords. You know lit landlords be lit.
Yeah. Lit landlords. Trip me out that shit. Alright, we ready to fire it up?
Let's roll.
Yeah, man.
Alright, starting the podcast now.
Man, we look good. That's some nice little light up in here.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, y'all. If y'all know from last show, at the end of last show, we talked about that we had heard from one of our field correspondents that Nipsey Hussle had been
Oh shit,
shot
that did happen on the show.
on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And we're live with the mic plugged in and we good to go
Mhm.
with everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're rolling.
Started
JB,
up.
are we live with the mic plugged in?
Yes.
JB,
No.
are we live with the mic plugged in? Those were hints.
Thank you for those hints.
How many groups am I in? Okay. I finally got to the end of my list.
Good. So JB, are we live with the mics plugged in?
Yes.
All right, man. So last week we were ending the podcast, and Ron hipped us and said, "Hey, man, they're saying Nipsey got shot. Don't know what happened. Don't know if it's true, but we're hearing that he got shot." And we say, prayers, send positive energy, and say, by tomorrow we'll know what's going on, hopefully. And the minute we ended the podcast, we got a call from F, who we call Gilman for the show, and he said that no, it is in fact true. Nipsey Hussle was in fact shot and murdered. I said last week that if something happened to Nipsey, I would be fucked up in the game, like one of my favorite rappers, and just hope that nothing happened. And unfortunately, we've come to find out that something did happen. First off, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Condolences to Lauren London, his kids, his other child's mother, his brother Black Sam, his artist Kabi, Bino, the whole All Money Out family, his biological family, and the Rolling 60s. I spoke at a vigil for Nipsey Hussle at the Retrian Community Center here in Atlanta, and I got a chance to express my love and my condolences, and I got a chance to see other people express their love and their condolences, and I think that's what we're gonna do here. Before I have a shit ton to say, because like I said, he was my favorite rapper, but I wanted to open the floor up to you guys and kind of get your thoughts, your feelings when you exactly found out, which was probably 5 minutes after the podcast, when it was confirmed. guys' thoughts. Before we go into his impact and his global impact, I want to make this personal to us. And I think the best way to do that is to introduce the show, maybe. Maybe that's the best way to do it.
Maybe we should start with that. What do you think?
Yeah. So welcome to Kickback TV, live from Atlanta, the Kickback TV podcast, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm the mayor, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube, we right back at it. Shaolin, fantastic. The marathon continues.
It's your girl Tori Grace, aka the Blonde Bombshell. We in this today. I'm just glad to be here. I ate too much chicken yesterday, so we're gonna toss it on over to JB.
What's up, y'all? It's JB Frank. I'm that gangster geek representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Sunday, everybody.
All right, so this is our Nipsey Hussle tribute show. If you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, or if you're watching the recording live on Facebook, peace and blessings to you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. We have a lot to unpack. We want to talk about our personal losses, going through the Nipsey thing, the global loss, the community loss, the impact, and some of the trifling shit that we've noticed on social media. And for those who know me, I haven't even been on social media like I normally am, because I've been disgusted by certain things I've seen, and we'll get to that shit later. But back to you guys. The minute you heard after we had done doing the show last Sunday, what were your immediate thoughts? If you can take us back to the exact moment that you were like, shit, this is real. What were your thoughts?
For me, it was kind of like, oh man, not another good one. Not another one legit that was doing something. Mm-hmm. It's never the ones we don't really care about that are just rapping and spitting. But this guy is legit doing something for the community, not another one.
Mm-hmm.
I have to echo your thoughts, Tori, because I felt like it was a tragedy because the loss happened at such a swing point for him. You know what I'm saying? Like everything was starting to turn around for the positive for Nip. He was making such a profound impact on the community, doing so many positive things. Things were going well for him in his career and business. Everything is lining up perfectly, and then just that tragedy for that loss of momentum and that loss of everything for one of our young potential greats, our young potential all-time greats. You know, it's hard to lose these types of talents, these types of intellects at a young age, because you can only start to think about what could have been. You know what I'm saying?
I just remember saying not too long ago, well, maybe next year he'll get album of the year. I legit remember saying that. We just talked about him in the category of Cardi B, rap album of the year. I just said maybe next year he'll get it.
Yeah, when I got the text from F saying it was true, I keep it a buck. I started crying. Like Nipsey represented more than just like a rapper I thought was cool or a rapper that I thought was talented. Nipsey was like, he was my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if anybody has a favorite artist, favorite actor, favorite athlete, you know how that is. Yeah. You know, whether it's rational or not, you connect with them, and you feel something, for them.
The lost person.
Yeah, and the loss, exactly, is personal. I had somebody FaceTime me. I had several people call or text me or FaceTime me to check on me personally. And I don't say that as a tribute to myself. I say that as a tribute to Nipsey. Because he was so great, I spoke about him in such a great light that people were like, I know you love this nigga. Let me check on him because I know how much love he had. And I appreciate that. But two, I just cried. I just thought about all the good things he was doing. I thought about, we're going to get into the specifics of the good things, because I don't want to keep saying he did so many good things and it sounds like it's cliche. We're going to break that shit the fuck down, so you know that if I'm crying over somebody, it ain't because he rap good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than that.
It's a reason for it, though. Me being a mother of black boys, this was something that I was thrilled about. Okay, my kids have a role model that's closer to them, to their age. Like, we had Jay-Z grown up for our role model to look at, to look up to say, when I grow up, I want to be like him. This man is flipping money legitimately, not in a hood way, not robbing, not thieving. He's building an empire for not only himself but his children. He's buying property. He started a clothing line. He's teaching kids how to flip money, how to invest, how to buy real estate. They lost that. They lost that, and it's not even for a valid reason. They lost a role model, a legit role model. I can't say to my kids, "Oh yeah, go check out Jay-Z." They gonna look at me like, he old, mom. He's old.
Yeah, he older than JB, so you know how they gonna be. You know.
Here we go again.
But they had somebody to look up to say, okay, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be like him. I want to grow up. I want to do this kind of thing. I want to start a family. I want to be able to leave my children something as an investment, because even with him not being here, he still left something for his kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and real quick, Marcus said that Jay joint gonna crush him too. Like we lose Jay, like how that's gonna feel.
We got a while to go.
Yeah, hopefully another 40 years. But I feel it because I grew up on more Tupac. When by the time Jay-Z came out, I consider myself grown. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the oldest shit. But I grew up on Tupac and having the pleasure to have met Tupac and lose Tupac, and then having the pleasure to exchange thoughts with Nipsey on the internet, on Twitter, going back and forth. I felt that loss because, you know, when you admire somebody, you love their music, you reach out to them. They might not hit you back.
Sometimes
they might not talk back, but you're going to reach out. In an example of Tupac and Nipsey, I did have two people that did actually reach back.
That's what's up.
And that means the world to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, my last album, No Breaks, came out in 2012. I had contacted Nipsey's management and Joe Budden's management in 2010 or 11 because I wanted them on my album. Those are my two favorite rappers. So I'm like, and they weren't millionaires to the point where I can't afford Jay-Z. I can afford, at the time I thought I can afford Joe Budden. I can afford Nipsey Hussle. These are my two favorites out of this new crop. Let's get it. Wound up not doing it and putting the album out without either one of them, honestly. But it meant a lot to be involved in that exchange. Before we break down his absolute impact on the community, I want to share a quick story. And it was about Nipsey had been putting out mixtapes. I've been buying them and listening to them. And I hit him one day and was like, hold up, Nip. Like, I knew the whole marathon was the movement. But I just started seeing him hashtag TMC. I'm like, what the fuck is TMC? And I'm like, Nip, what is TMC? I know the marathon, but what's TMC? And he was like, man, y'all lace my boy. Let my nigga know what TMC is. And he did that. And I got like 400 mentions on Twitter. Back to 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 back. Of people telling me it's the Marathon Continues, which was going to be his next project.
That's what's up.
And I laughed. I was happy he responded. I'm like, shit, he respond. I might be able to get him on the album. But then I was like, all right, nigga, you got like people all over, people in Russia tweeting me, talking about, it means the Marathon Continue. It means this. And I kind of laughed to myself and I was like, you're a dick, man. Like I wonder if he knew that was going to, he knew it was going to happen.
Of course he did.
He knew if he tweeted me and said that, everybody was going to respond. I'm like, come on, man.
That's promo for him too.
Yeah. My phone buzzed that entire day. And at the end of the day, I was like, this fucking Nipsey, yeah. Why, man?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And now, unless you guys have something else you want to say.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, you hit me to Nipsey when you first got wind of him, so I got to kind of catch him early in his career.
Yeah.
And what we really talked about you know, what you talked about to me, which really impressed me, was just his business savvy and the way he was handling his independent launch of his career. You know what I'm saying? I thought what he did was ingenious. You know, we talked about the breakdown of how he offered his products and his product marketing, talking specifically about his music and how brilliant that was. I was like, man, this is a really, really smart kid. He's about to do amazing things. I gotta watch him because I want to see how he moves. I love success and I love watching it. You know, so that kind of made me a little bit of a fan, and it just grew and grew and grew.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure we're seeing everything because I started a watch party and
I'm in the
the
watch
podcast.
party. Yeah.
Can you get out of the watch party and go to the actual post? I want to make sure we get everybody's comments. Because for those watching on Facebook, for those watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or iTunes, the show is interactive via Facebook, so we will be responding to people, and they may say some of the things you think, some of the things you want to say, and we'll respond to them. We have two different simulcasts going. One is through the watch party, and one is through the actual Facebook group, Facebook page. So I want to make sure that we're responding to the Facebook page and the watch party. So Tori, if you can,
Gotcha.
You see anything good,
Yep.
read it, let us know. That looks like something interesting.
Tanita has a good last name.
What did she say?
She says she felt the pain, or our black men or black culture as a whole, being able to read and see and research the things this young man was doing after turning his life around. Like it hit differently than other celebrity deaths. I 1,000,000,000% agree with her.
Yeah, well said.
I was really upset again because my children, that was their role model. That was their adult to look up to see, to say, oh, you know what? I want to be like him when I grow up. And he's gone. Granted, I mean, he's in essence, like his music has left a roadmap for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about it in each of his tracks. Like, he breaks it down like, okay, this is how it was back then. Fortunately for us, we have social media, which makes him last forever. So he going on trips to overseas to share, okay, we're doing health, we're doing grow your own food. Like, he's just left so much of a roadmap for kids. Like, I think it's dope. I think it's really dope. Earlier today I said his death was like the Princess Diana in the black community. And I don't know if that's pushing it too much, but he was a king.
Shit, I don't know what Princess Diana did for anybody poor. So I don't know if she did. Okay,
yeah, that was her
I'll cede that to y'all.
So Diana's thing was working with the poor and working with children, which was why she was not looked at as the princess she should have been, because she was always out in the streets, and that wasn't the thing that a princess does. She ain't supposed to be in the streets. She's supposed to stay and be a princess and be a lady, but she out serving food, handing out stuff. Same as Nipsey. Like, he's out here handling stuff. I watched a video the other day. The guy that cleans the parking lot in his block, he picked him up like, yo, come get in the car with me. He took him and cleaned the man up. Like, you don't see that happen that frequently anymore. You don't see a guy that's from the hood, as they want to say. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The only difference between where we are right now and us as people and the people in the hood is a zip code. If you move from there, you're still the same person. You're still black. You're still that. So he just, I mean, I hate that he's not here anymore. I really do. I wasn't really familiar with all of his work. Like, it was something like, okay, you heard his music. Oh, yeah, I know that song. Oh, yeah, I know that song. Because I don't listen to a lot of rap, more so West Coast stuff. But the man is just, he legit was a king.
Yeah, legit. And we're gonna speak more about that. Before we do, what other comments do we have down in Detroit? Anything you want to read?
He said he's Righteous Reed said that he's been helping people to cryptocurrency a minute ago. And he said, all my life been grinding all my life.
Yeah, one of my favorite Nip songs. And again, we got Marcus. When my mans called me and told me the first thing I said is this feels like Tupac and Prince all over again. And I'll agree with you. This hit me harder because Tupac was like an idol, somebody I looked up to. So it was someone that, like a big brother. Nipsey was like a little brother. So you always are more protective of your little brothers. You know what I'm saying? You're always more protective of your youngest. So this hit me, ironically, a little bit harder, even though people know I was a diehard Tupac fan, still am. Now I want to talk a little bit about Nipsey's impact. Some of the things he did. Tori, you spoke about a few things. I want to go into Vector 90, which was a workspace where you could come and rent out like quote unquote office space. You know how they do the workspace.
And above that, the STEM building is getting ready to do it.
Exactly. The STEM building where it is science, technology,
engineering
and math. Where he's putting that together for kids. And it was open to anyone, but it was preferential treatment given to people from Los Angeles, which in the Crenshaw neighborhood, which I'm not mad at.
I think that's
because
brilliant.
It was in that neighborhood.
You gotta protect home first.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a philanthropist or whatever, start with your home. You know what I'm saying?
Totally
and I mean, it makes sense if like every artist from every block did something for where they're from, it would make a massive difference in the community.
A whole lot of blocks getting taken.
Yeah.
We got 21
the whole
Savage.
country will be taken care of.
21 Savage is down here now in Atlanta. He's working in the Atlanta area, but he's not even from here. Why can't we get one of the artists that's doing like Nipsey did, like 21 Savage is doing?
Don't do 21 like that. He
No.
was like 8.
What I'm saying is like he's not from here. He's not even a legit citizen. Why is it that somebody from the outside has to come in and say, you know what, these kids need this? I'm not knocking him at all. I'm saying, yes, T.I. is doing stuff in the community. Could you do what they're doing? Take his blueprint, model it after that. Jay-Z is doing up north.
And Diddy opened up a school.
But it's like, it's a ton of rappers out there from all over the place. Like, come on, y'all, let's...
19, 24, 28, 32.
21.
You hear me too?
Yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
I mean, it would be dope that, like, what Nipsey was doing, he was purchasing a whole corner. Teach these kids how to buy that. Teach these kids how to flip money. Like he said, the chain around his neck is going to lose value like a car when you drive it off the block. Teach these children how to do something besides wear a chain. Teach them something.
Absolutely, and he was definitely doing that. He was giving back, and he used to sell his CDs and other things in this shopping center, near this shopping center, and they used to run them off the property. He owns the shopping center. The store owners who used to run them off now pay him and his family rent.
Yep.
Like that, I as a person who sold his own CDs right there in Iverson Mall, and thousands of people can attest to that for myself personally. I know what it would feel like if I went back and bought Iverson Strip Mall, the strip mall across the street that had the Willys in it and the downtown locker room.
But I hustled CDs before. So
Okay.
that is
Okay.
work. It's
Yeah.
work. That's a lot of
Yeah.
work. Especially if that's what you're eating off of.
Yeah.
That's work.
Literally out in the street.
I paid rent with that shit, and I know Nipsey did. I can only assume he did because look how far it took him. So we have Vector 90. We have his community give back. We have his businesses where he employed black and brown people to work at his businesses, his different establishments. We have his real estate investment where he was kind of telling people about the real estate game and teaching them about the real estate game. We have his message and interviews and through his music. I made a post in 2011 that said, I go to Joe Budden for the pain and I go to Nipsey for the motivation. And that's really what it was. When I want to take over the world, I'm putting on a Nipsey song. When I'm in my feelings, I want to and just need to recharge, I'm putting on Joe Budden. And that's to speak volumes. Like my motivation, what got me going, what got me on my race, my marathon was Nipsey Hussle. So this is the guy whose music I listen to you know, like on a random Wednesday night, shit ain't going right. I'm in the house by myself. I'm just going through Nipsey videos, watching them, getting my mind right, getting me ready for the next day, getting me motivated. I got physical therapy. I'm learning how to walk again. I'm listening to Nipsey because Nipsey gonna motivate me and give me that push that I need, and that's something that can't really be spoken on, you know, unless it's happening. You know, we know the things that were done in the light, but these are quiet moments. When they're telling me to balance on the beam and I can't keep my balance, I'm falling off the board because my ankle isn't strong enough yet, I'm listening to Nipsey. That's who's like, keep going, nigga, it's a marathon. And that philosophy is like, I started physical therapy about 3-4 weeks ago. I couldn't walk at all. And now I can get around a little bit. But that's my motivation. And that has been my motivation before this untimely passing, which is why it hit me so hard, because that's one of my guys. I'm gonna play Nipsey, I'm gonna play Jay, I'm gonna play Pac. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that get me off my ass. Like, nigga, you feel sorry for yourself? You don't get your fucking ass up and go do something. And that's what Nipsey represented to me.
I think that's what he's going to continue to represent, and I think that's going to be the continuation of his legacy, though. You know, I think that's what he'll continue to become. You know, as the legend grows, as his mystique grows over time, he's not going to be somebody that our community's going to forget.
He legit is one of the reasons why I enjoy hosting. I enjoy doing podcasts because I like watching somebody from when they're selling their mixtapes to when they make it
Watch
big.
him grow.
He's one of the reasons why I enjoy what I do.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because I feel like you and I literally watched him grow through his career. We've been talking.
I feel like we literally did.
Yeah, like
literally
from the beginning. We've been talking about him since he was selling mixtapes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's
us
real.
in the house. Bullets Ain't Got No Name, volume. I'll be honest, volume 2. I got volume 1 after volume 2, but volume 2 is what really spoke to me. The Hustle in the House, his first single, which is on volume 2, is like Nelson's first video. So like, yeah, I get it, I feel it. Before we get into what I call the ills of social media, I want to do some more. I want to do some more loving. I want to do some more love. We're leading with love. So, shout out to the hip hop community for their responses. Diddy, you know, Jay-Z, Big Boy, The Game, Kendrick, J. Cole, Meek Mill, and a host of others. And Beyonce. I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but we can't name everybody that showed love.
It's tons.
Like when Cardi B, when you pass, Migos.
I mean,
everybody.
You could just keep going on and on.
Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Steven Jackson.
The police department,
the
LA.
LA Police Department.
Yeah.
Oh man, and he was supposed to meet with the LA Police Department on that Monday.
Yep.
He passed last Sunday, you know, of course during our show.
With Rock Nation.
With Rock Nation, he was supposed to meet with the LAPD about what they could do to stop gang violence. And fuck it, I'll say this right now. I was trying to compartmentalize what we talked about, but they were meeting to talk about how we can stop the violence, the gang violence in LA, how we can bring it to a halt, how we can change these kids' lives around. And fortunately and unfortunately, Nipsey's death has done that. Bloods, Crips, NHs, Vice Lords, everybody in essays in LA were marching together to his plaza that he owned, and they were there just celebrating. No violence, no mischief, no bullshit. We are all gonna come here today to celebrate Nipsey. Shout out to Big U. I believe he put it together. But imagine Bloods, Crips, and every gang in between on a block in the city, just celebrating one person and going, ain't gonna be no bullshit today.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna step on the shoe and get mad. Ain't nobody. There was 0 accounts of violence that day.
And his life was lost to it. Wasn't an accident on the side of the road. He was shot because because somebody had an attitude problem.
Now, I tell you what.
By one of his homeboys.
I tell you what, let's get into that. Let's get into that right there, because there are so many stories about what happened that I'm like, wait, what, hold up, wait, what, hold up, wait, what, hold up, wait. And I wasn't even willing to listen to it early in the week, because I was like, we're mourning. I don't want to hear your factual statement that you think you have, and I don't want to hear your conspiracy theory that you think you have. I want to just show love to Nipsey. And I believe the first 30 minutes of our show, we've done nothing but show love to Nipsey.
As well we should.
Yeah, facts. So at this point, let's address kind of the situation around his passing.
So
is that fair?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tori, you want to start?
I was gonna say, so it was 3 ways that he died. It was gang violence, Dr. Sebi, and then it was just like, we don't know what happened, y'all just need to wait. So they swore up and down that the reason why he was dead was because it was a gang involved activity. Like, they were like, no, he's dead because he was in a gang and he got shot because he was in a gang, and that's why he's dead.
And I want to elaborate a little bit on that point right there, because the initial story was, it was a guy from his neighborhood who was a known snitch, and Nipsey confronted him and told him not to come in that particular area. You know you're not good here. You need to leave. And he left and came back and shot Nipsey and killed him, and 2 other people. And peace and blessings to those 2 other people. I believe they survived.
Okay.
But peace and blessings to them and their families as well. They're not to be, it's hard when you shot in front of an icon or next to an icon. But we do want to be mindful that 2 other people were injured.
Yeah.
And
there was a baby that was there when it happened.
Yeah.
That was who?
A baby.
And yeah, absolutely.
Prayers and blessings go out.
Yeah, to the baby.
And so that is one thought, that it was a guy from this neighborhood who was a known snitch, and Nipsey didn't want him around, was quote unquote respectful, but dude came back shooting. Another theory is that it was because of the Dr. Sebi
the
documentary that he's working on for the 1985 trial, where Dr. Sebi proved that he could cure AIDS and was found not guilty of, which is a ridiculous thing, like false advertisement.
Right. That's what he was on trial for, was false
and
advertisement.
He brought in 20 people that he cured.
They told him to bring, I think it was 5 people he had to bring, and he brought 20.
Right.
And proved that, which is what Nipsey was working on, proving that your health can be changed through diet. So he was working on a documentary. The reason they speculated this was because when Left Eye was filming her video, magically she ended up dead and nobody else.
Yeah, for Dr. Sebi. Yeah, she was doing
Visiting
a documentary. Yeah, and I think it's Sebi. Is it Sebi or Sebi?
I've always heard it as Sebi. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So
But I do have Dr. Sebi's tea for high blood pressure. I need to start taking it, but I did purchase it. I do own it.
Well, I do the alkaline diet when I'm supposed to. When I have eaten in the manner that he has prescribed, however you want to call it, I don't get sick. No colds, no allergies, no flu, no nothing, no fevers, nothing. Sebi, pronounce the E. Thank you. Okay. So Dr. Sebi.
So we have that angle where, and I don't want to say conspiracy theories because I don't want to disrespect them, but I don't know how else to categorize them.
I mean,
so we'll say conspiracy theories, but I don't mean it in a disrespectful way.
It's odd and a horrible coincidence because Michael Jackson mentioned him, he's dead. Left Eye went to visit him, she's dead. Nipsey said, if I end up dead from doing this documentary, dead. So you can kind of understand where the thought comes from, because if you think about it, there were 3 other people in the car with Left Eye, and they've yet to talk about what happened that day.
We know that Left Eye, I don't want to go too much into this, but she said she felt like the ghost of a little boy that was sick was haunting her. and she felt like the little boy was showing up in different places. And the thinking was that the documentary showed them driving down the street and her going, "Oh shit!" like, "Oh no!" and then everybody screaming, and then it ended. And that is when they died. The cameraman was in the car with them and they died. And I ain't gonna lie, that death fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because I was able to watch when she died.
I cried for weeks on end because Left Eye was always my favorite.
Yeah.
She
like
was my
the way
favorite.
you felt about Nipsey, that's how I felt about
She
Left Eye.
was Ashanti before Ashanti.
Whenever
my favorites died. Should I stop liking people?
When we had like school talent shows and we would go as TLC, I was always Left Eye. I had the high ponytail, the claw bang, the whole nine. Like I was Left Eye. I was the only one in the crew that could get the whole rap out. Like Left Eye was my girl. When she set Andre Rison's house on fire, I was like, you boo! Set his shit on fire.
Really?
Like I was hyped up. Like burn that bitch down. So I cried.
Really?
I cried.
All right, so we need to move on from Left Eye.
Because Tori gets too excited.
But bringing it back in, I can bring it back. I understood where they came from. Yeah. It was very odd that all of this happened. He said, "If I die," and then he died. So it's like,
yeah.
Are they conspiracy theorists or do they?
Let's just say that they're looking for answers right now. Everybody's looking for answers right now. And that's a better way of putting it.
Okay, and the third reason, or third way, we'll circle back, but I'm going to get all three ways out, was that the guy was a local rapper that wanted a record deal, went to Nipsey, rapped for him, trying to get a deal. Nipsey didn't sign him on the spot, and he just, for some reason, came back shooting. So those are the three theories. Those are the three thoughts that happened. The last one is what Nipsey's brother said. He was not there on site, but he said, the dude came up, rapped for my brother, left, came back and killed him. That's what I know.
But
that's his brother who showed up on the site later. Was the one that actually performed CPR, the one that actually got the crowd to move back. He was on a former ambulance. This is Black Sam. Prolific figure in Nipsey's life, his big bro. That's like you for me. So you have that, but then you have alleged homies from Nipsey's hood. And I say alleged homies from Nipsey's hood because I don't know who the fuck these people are, and I don't know if they're credible. They're saying dude was a snitch, dude was crazy, and dude just Nipsey told him to get off the block, and he came back killed Nipsey.
That seems more realistic.
It does, but why is Nipsey's brother, who I'm going to give the most deference to? If you ask me who I'm going to listen to out of all of these people, I'm going to listen to Black Sam.
Yeah, that's real.
Black Sam said it was a nigga who wanted a record deal.
But maybe it was a combination of the both. Maybe it was because he didn't give him a deal because he is a snitch. Maybe those two stories intertwine with each other, which would make sense why he wouldn't sign it.
And that's our detective work.
Right. You cause problems, you cause issues. So, no, I'm not about to sign you. You hanging out with the crew, but you always causing drama. No, I'm not giving you a leg up. That would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, you've been rolling with the crew for this whole entire time. Like, they legit have been kicking it with each other for the longest. Why would you all of a sudden now decide to do it? And why couldn't you go make your own shit the same way Nipsey did? Why do you have to have him put you on? If somebody tells you no, that means you go try 5 other doors. It's always like that.
And the LA Times had mentioned that he disappeared for a while and then came back to the hood, which speaks to two things. He could have been a snitch, working for the government, or
no, I just think he was a snitch, period.
Yeah, he could have been a snitch alone, just a snitch that was doing the snitch shit, or a snitch that worked for the government. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a snitch and you go away, you're technically...
that boy wasn't hanging with Nip on the regular. Marcus, there are several pictures that are currently circulating, old pictures of Nipsey with the dude.
Now, the people are saying those pictures are real.
So they're photoshopped?
They're saying that dude in the picture is not the dude that killed Nipsey. I don't know what's true, so don't give me the same.
Now, I did-
but people
now,
are
I
saying
see
The
that
haircut
too.
thing is a compelling
So,
argument, though.
right, the haircut situation.
Let's
like,
talk
it's
about let's talk
really
about
hard.
that. Explain that.
So there's a picture of the dude in the car. He gets arrested. His hair is about that long, and then he goes to court, and his hair is like a 2 week no
growth
cut.
period.
Yeah. So did we have 2 people get arrested, and they were just arresting somebody, and that just happens to be the picture that leaked? Like,
I would have to. There's a video of him being arrested allegedly. I would have to go back to that video and look at their hairstyle and the outfit. Compare that to the guy in the car, who's
but you can't compare the outfit of the person in the courtroom, which is what they're
facts,
looking
but
at.
we don't need to. I'm saying we can do a more intelligent observation than what the internet is doing. Is what I'm saying, because Eric Holder, who's a gentleman who's been accused of killing Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle was great. There's allegedly a video of him being arrested. There is allegedly a picture of him in the police car for that particular arrest, and there is allegedly a picture of him in the courtroom next to Chris Darden, which we'll get into in a second. And those are 3 different pictures, 3 different images. What I want to know is the video from the car saying that this is the guy we're arresting. What was his hair like in his outfit compared to the picture people are saying, well, this is his arrest picture? Do you see what I'm saying? Because he was arrested several times in his life. So they could be showing a picture from a 2018 arrest and a video from the 2019
Which
arrest.
makes perfect sense.
So I need to do my own due diligence
I think so.
before I speak on that. And then the courtroom, I believe that to be current because Chris Darden is in that picture. But I don't know for a fact that the guy he's sitting next to is the person that killed Nipsey, Eric Holder, because that person is behind a wall. You can barely see their face.
Well, I saw a
So-
picture of them all
What an
standing in.
unfortunate commonality in the name, though.
Eric.
Eric Holder. No,
Yeah.
Eric Holder, and that being Eric
Oh,
Holder,
shit.
the former Attorney General.
Yeah.
That's just like.
I thought that. I didn't know why, but I was like, this name sounds familiar.
Name sounds familiar. It kept
2
jumping
very
out
diametrically
at you.
opposed personalities with the same name. It's just
Wow.
There's
man.
also a video
Wow.
that's supposed to be of Eric Holder, or not video, there's pictures of all of them hanging out together in front of a building at a
I
restaurant.
saw the picture.
It's
If people are
several
saying
different
it's
pictures.
not him. But I'll say this: if it is him, then the story that dude was part of a hood and started snitching, and they banished him, has more validity. But what Black Sam said was it was just a fan that wanted a record deal, and I don't know why he would say that if it wasn't true. But I will also say everybody knew who shot Nipsey from day one. From that night, they were saying it's him, it's him, it's him.
Let me
The
ask
whole
you though,
hood knows.
as a rapper,
So that makes me go ahead.
you used to rap. How many times did you have somebody around you
I
that
was just about
that
to
was
say
part
that.
of the
I was
crew,
just about to say
but
that.
it wasn't your people?
Yeah, it wasn't really
How many
folks.
times have you gone out, like you know you going out someplace and you call up such and such like, yo, I'm going to perform today. Come meet me at the spot.
Well, I mean, let's keep
Well,
it.
seriously, the question. So my answer to that is a lot, often,
All the time.
and
So do you
and
see
they
how-
brought niggas who didn't really know me, and they brought niggas to keep it a buck. They brought niggas around me that wanted to kill me, that hated me.
Oh.
So I've been in that.
So you understand what I'm
situation
saying?
where
How
it's
that is
like,
very
My
possible.
man brought this nigga who
I've had a
you
birthday
know I
party.
don't rock with.
I had a whole
But to
birthday
myself.
party. I'm not a rapper. I had a whole birthday party and a girl that didn't like me was there. She couldn't stand my ass. Hated me. Told
Yeah.
everybody around but me I don't like her. But she showed up in my party.
I was just
So-
about to say how many times a motherfucker gonna try and get into a picture drop just because he's
Just to
there.
say I'm with
yeah,
him.
yeah, just because he's there. He might.
Yeah, Gilman does that all the time. Whenever I take a picture, he be like, "Oh, let me get it." I'm like, "It's a selfie. We can be ussy." I'm like, "No, Gilman,
Really?
we don't do ussies."
Really?
So
But
you
42.
see what I'm saying? Like I get what his brother was saying, but his
Don't
brother
get me
could
started,
just be
brother.
like it's still a bunch of hoopla going on right now. Nobody has had time to sufficiently mourn. There's no way that somebody you're that close to you can mourn in a week. My dad died in September and I'm still not over it.
My
So
mother died in 1988.
So
I
you-
am still not over.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no way to effectively get a good. Not saying his brother is crazy or mentally unstable, but right now I could say his brother is mentally unstable.
Well, just
His
give it some
brother's
time.
dead.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to give it a little time. Let people settle down and get
Simmer
their thoughts
down.
together, and then you can kind of come to an idea of where we are with the investigation and what's going on.
And any comments you want to read there?
They said there's a video of him going to court. You never see his face. And somebody said all these theories are just sullying his name and legacy. I don't think that is sullying his name and legacy because he's dead, and his legacy can't be tarnished by somebody saying, well, he got killed because of. We don't know. I mean,
I think it sullies his message.
His
And
message.
what offended me, and is this the appropriate time to go there?
Let's segue. Yeah.
So what offended me was not that people thought he was killed because of Dr. Sebi, or not that they thought he was killed because it was a neighborhood guy who was a snitch, or not that they thought he was killed because of a fan. Was because they were focusing all of their energy on those three things. And then the other people who thought that, whatever you thought, everybody had to be right. And that's when I really realized how ugly social media was.
It's bad.
The people who were like, he was killed because of Dr. Sebi, you're a dumbass bitch if you don't believe it. I'm like, why are you being ugly?
Right.
People say, no, you stupid motherfucker. He was killed because it was niggas in his crew. I'm like, why are you being so ugly? And I found myself in the middle like, why y'all being so ugly? Stupid ass bitches. And I was like, oh shit, I'm as bad as y'all. I'm turning into y'all.
You're kind of as bad as them, but not really. Like, I give you permission to call somebody that's being an idiot during that time frame. Just because I don't agree with JB or you about how Nipsey died doesn't make either of us stupid. Now, me telling him, you're stupid for not believing what I believe,
You call it stupid.
that makes me stupid.
Facts.
So-
Facts. And that's what offended me because Nipsey's message was love. And I'm not going to romanticize Nipsey like he was a fucking angel. He was a rolling 60s crip. But he changed his life around. And he did an entire lot for his community. He changed the perception of his community. And when the police chief of LA gets on TV and says, I was heartbroken it was Nipsey because we had a meeting tomorrow. We were working together to stop the violence. This ain't, gangbang rapper that worried about him and his money and his bitches. This is a nigga that was giving back. We talked about the STEM program, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. We talked about that.
You know that off the heart, right?
I do.
So this wasn't just a gang banger. This wasn't just a gang member. And I don't care if you look at his work with the Dr. Sebi documentary, you could call him a leader. You could call him a savior. You could call him, a conscious black man, a king.
But
You can call him all of that. And when all you want to do is argue with each other about how he died so you can be right. Because I told some people, you are inserting your ego in this. Because you want to be the one that's right. No, he died because of Dr. Sebi. No, he died because it was gang related. No, he died
because somebody was an asshat and killed somebody that the community needed. That's what he died for.
Facts. And why is that what you're arguing?
Yeah. Most importantly, and that's the biggest thing that I struggle with on Facebook in general. There used to be a time, it was a long time ago, where you would go on Facebook and have intellectual conversations, intellectual debates. That time is no longer here right now. Anytime you have a disagreeing opinion or anything, it's backbiting, it's fuck you this and you a bitch because you thought that, and I just ain't got time for that in my life right now. The problem is, ask yourself, people on Facebook, when you make those kind of incendiary comments, would you say that in that person's face? If y'all were sitting at a kickback like we are right now, would you come out your face like that over a disagreeing opinion? Now, if you say yes, you're a goddamn liar and even more of a bitch for trying to act like you're more than what you are, because the answer is that you wouldn't. So why are we doing this on Facebook? You know what I'm saying? Why are we being rude to each other?
Well, we
Part of it
know
is
why.
because people are not taught to accept others' differences. That's part of it. If you're Christian, you can only be Christian. You can't be this and you can't be anything else. If you're Catholic, yes, that's Christian, but you can't be anything else, but you gotta be this. If you're Muslim, you can't be this because we accept each other's differences. I was raised as a military child in a Catholic family. Do you know how confusing that is? You go to church, and the church you go to is one building for 7 different religions. Why is it that way? Because there's no other building on the military installation for everybody to have a home. So what are we taught? You're right in what you believe. You're right in what I believe. I'm right in what I believe. And don't eat the Protestant cookies. Legit, that's what we were taught. So I don't understand why Dr. Sebi, he was teaching this. People are following his diet. People are coming up, whatever their documentation is. If the doctor said they don't have diabetes anymore and this person doesn't have diabetes anymore, why does that make Dr. Sebi a kook? Why does that make JB an idiot for listening to what Dr. Sebi says? Why does that make us stupid for picking up a book or saying we don't believe that can happen? You can't change your diet.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people want to be right. They give a fuck more about being right and peacocking than they care about what really happened to Nipsey. And that's what pissed me off, was like, I don't believe all these people who talk all that bullshit care. Because if you really care about Nipsey, you're going to move with love. That's what I kept telling them. Like, you move with love. You don't move with, well, I'm right, and my opinion is this, and you don't agree with me, you wrong, and you fuck you. Well, you don't agree with me, you wrong, fuck you. Because what I noticed is, everybody don't love Nipsey. But everybody wants to be in the Nipsey conversation because it's the biggest conversation of the week.
There's a girl that legit was like, fuck y'all for being upset that he's dead.
Yeah, they want to be in a Nipsey conversation. And I've seen people that don't love Nipsey. There's no other way for them to contribute. They can't tell you 10 songs he loves. They can't tell you the video they love. They can't tell you the interview they love. All that. The only way they can participate is he died because of Dr. Sebi. Or he died because it was gang related and they stupid for thinking it was Dr. Sebi. And that's all they can do. They have nothing else to contribute to the conversation. And then you have these arrogant fucks who think because they listen to Nipsey first, they special. And shaming the new listeners. And I'll let you guys respond to this, but I'll say this. There is a very good chance, there's a 9 out of 10 chance you do not know anybody that listened to Nipsey before me. There's a very good chance of that. I'm not shaming new listeners. You know what I'm doing? I'm giving them more songs to listen to. I'm recommending more interviews to watch. Because my goal is to spread,
what
he
is his official
technically
studio
has one
album?
album.
So unless you listen to him as an underground artist, you don't know him. That's for anybody that's running around here saying, oh, I'm a Nipsey fan. Do you have his underground stuff?
Now, my rebuttal to that is, you can be a new fan.
New fan? I didn't say new fan.
Right, but I'm not, my thing is, I'm not interested in shaming people that found out about Nipsey yesterday.
I'm not shaming anybody. What I'm saying
You're not.
is,
I'm talking about people
what
who
I
are.
am legitimately saying, if you are a Big Crit, if you are a Kendrick Lamar, if you are a Nipsey Hussle fan, unless you followed them before the radio started popping them to where you knew they were popular via radio, you cannot run around here screaming, I'm a Nipsey Hussle fan because I just bought his new album. Because you weren't with him from the beginning. You can be a fan, period, across the board. I'm not saying you cannot be a fan. What I'm saying is fans are typically people that are there from the very beginning of somebody. There are new fans. There are levels to being a fan. I just became a fan of Nipsey's music. Not because, oh, well, you know, no, I didn't know who he was. Flat out, I had no clue. I read more stuff about his community work than I did his music. And that's just the fact of it.
But being a fan of Nipsey, because of, this is why he's such a prolific figure, doesn't mean being a fan of his music. It can mean being a fan of Vector 90. It can mean being a fan of the Marathon clothing line. And my issue is when people want to shame others for getting to Nipsey late. Like I know I know what I got, but you shouldn't be shamed for that. Does it fucking matter that you're late?
No.
It matters that you're here. That's my point. Like I went to the Nipsey vigil with 3 ladies who were only knew about Nipsey because I told them about Nipsey. They've known about Nipsey, you know, they knew about him for a couple years maybe, but they didn't really know his music until last year when I hipped them to the music.
Yeah, visitor.
I love the door. Appreciate you. They only knew about it because
Randy Thomas said that he was never a fan. He just heard about his work. So that's how I am. I heard about all the stuff Nipsey was doing. I heard.
Sure, let me cuss these people out first. Okay. I'm not done cussing people out.
We'll cuss them out with love.
Yeah, with love. What was JB? Can you handle that? So with love, it doesn't matter if somebody's a new Nipsey fan or an old Nipsey fan, because everybody's a new Nipsey fan to me. Everybody is. So what position? How am I spreading Nipsey's message? How does the marathon continue if I shame a nigga like, God, Nipsey fans been fans for 1 year, you don't know. What the fuck do it matter? If you got love for Nipsey, you got love for the movement or the music or the clothing line, what the fuck do it matter? Y'all get caught up in bullshit trying to stick your chest out and be special. If the only way you can be special is to say, I like Nipsey for 10 years, you like him for 1, then you ain't special, nigga.
You stupid.
So
You ain't, I'm not done, JB. You not special. Period.
this guy.
I'm sick of that bullshit. No, I'm not done talking.
Wait, do they get the honorary Shut Up Stupid award?
I think
Absolutely. Them and Kodak Black, but we'll get to him later.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
matter of fact, let's go there now.
Yeah. Jesus.
Kodak Black and a few others on the internet, which is why I say that Facebook and social media have become so ugly to me that I can't even be on it like that no more. I'm on it to promote the show, but I can't be on that shit no more because I was really getting upset. And it's like, when I'm looking at, I saw a dude I know, and I'm a blast that because he ain't my friend, fuck that bitch ass nigga, and if you watching, fuck you bitch, and straight like that. Hit me up when Nipsey died, FaceTime me. And when he hit me, I was sitting there. When he FaceTimed me, I was crying. So when I answered the phone, I had tears running down my eyes. And he was like, I hit you because I know that's your man. And I was like, yeah.
No, I didn't know Nipsey was an actor.
Yeah, Nipsey did play in a couple movies. I wouldn't call him necessarily an actor, but he did play in a couple movies. And he was like, yo, I knew you was going to be fucked up, so I wanted to hit you. And I was like, yeah, and we talked, and he told me how he had basically got dumped by a girl he was dating because he was being insensitive to her. She thought that it was 100% Dr. C. That's why Nipsey was killed. And he wanted to interject, well, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. We're learning this. And she got mad at him for doing that. And I was like, dog, was somebody hurting and grieving in the moment? And no matter what you may think about their theory, and that ain't the time to be like, no, you're wrong, and I'm right, and you're wrong, and like that's not love. You're just being an egomaniac trying to be fucking right. That ain't love. And that's why she's upset with you. That's why she ain't talking to you. That's why you done fucking lost your girl from a fucking Nipsey Hussle, a rapper you ain't never met.
Oh, that's ignorant as hell. There's
So-
no way I'm losing somebody that I feel is supposed to be in my life over somebody I don't know.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. Tragedy reveals character. And if in your character, you dating Kodak Black, and he'd be like, man, now Nipsey did, I would love to date Lauren London. You'd be like, okay, we're together, so you're not really going to do it. But you're just fucking crass.
Now that is
Well,
different. What Kodak Black did was
I don't see it as different because what he did was disrespectful. He's shitting on that girl, shitting. He went on Facebook talking about Nipsey deserved to get killed because he was in a gang, and they're tired of everybody talking.
Nobody deserves to be murdered.
I agree, but this is what this fuck nigga said. I'm telling you what he said. And so I told him that he was gonna lose that girl if he didn't stop attacking Nipsey to her. He needs to chill.
He doesn't know how he fits in her life. Like this music tattooed on me. Why? Because it helps me get through shit. It always has, my whole entire life. So somebody coming at me about music and telling me, nah, fuck this, fuck that, we gonna have an issue.
Exactly. You know the crazy part is, I told him that. I said, just chill, let people mourn how they mourn.
Right.
In a week or two, if you want to discuss facts, it's fine. But right now, obviously, she's hurting. Leave her the fuck alone. Leave her alone.
And technically, there's no right or wrong way to mourn. Like, if you about to go kidnap people and like lock them into a building, that's the wrong way to mourn.
Yeah.
But if you've fallen out in the middle of the floor, like you need to be left alone for 2-3 weeks so that you can get over whatever mental issue it has caused you, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's mental health. Leave that person the fuck alone.
Maybe.
Let them mourn. Let them handle what they need to handle. Don't lose your damn girlfriend over somebody dying. Don't do it.
Right. And don't lose other friendships because after that conversation, I explained to him like, just chill, relax. He came on Facebook trying to tell everybody why Nipsey Hussle deserved to die and why Nipsey Hussle wasn't shit to begin with. And I was like, dog.
So
we just had this conversation.
So he's judging him based off his past.
And now his present works. Well, he did a Kodak Black thing. I mean, rest in peace to him. No, he died. It's fucked up. But we all know he was on that bullshit. He smacked the guy at BET. He was a crip. And I'm tired of seeing y'all mourning over this nigga. And I'm like, dog, why are you responding that way? Why are you being so fucking ugly about Nipsey's death when you know how it has affected so many people? And I was like, you a bitch. Like same nigga that said Michael Brown deserved to die. Same nigga that said vote for Donald Trump over Hillary because Hillary was worse than Donald Trump. Same niggas that want to be contrarian and different and I'm just being real. You just being a fuck nigga.
There's a difference between being real and spitting facts and being an asshole. There's a huge difference.
I agree.
You can spit a fact, yes, Nipsey used to do this, Nipsey used to do that, but that does not mean legitimately anybody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to be shot and murdered. Nobody deserves to be murdered, period. Nobody deserves to be raped. Nobody deserves to be dragged out of their home. Nobody deserves bad things to happen to them.
Well, the bottom line is, people seem to lose sight of the fact that everybody's got a past, and everybody's past ain't roses.
No.
So, whoever this dude is you're talking about, I can guarantee you that he's done some things in his past that could possibly have got him in a situation. So who the hell are you to judge someone because they were a Crip or they were gang affiliated or if they did something really horrible? If their point is they're changing their life to better themselves in the community, the hell does it matter? Charlamagne the God say this all the time.
Malcolm Little would have never gotten to be Malcolm X in this day and age. Not with this generation. Not with these fucking niggas.
No. Not even Little
Marcus Green said some folks do deserve to die. The only person that I can say as of right now that deserved to die was a damn dude hunting a damn rhinoceros in Africa. He deserved to get stomped on and eaten by the lions. Other than that, nobody deserves to be murdered, period. I don't care what they're doing. There's always an alternate method. Now, if you break into my house and I shoot you and you die,
you had it coming. Did you deserve to die? No, but you made a bad decision to put yourself in a situation where the possibility could occur. And you just fall with the name, and that's what it is. But you hanging outside your store, kicking it with your boys, you don't deserve to die.
Absolutely.
You don't deserve to get shot at a barbecue, chilling with your kid. You don't deserve to get shot while taking a picture with a 3-year-old. You don't deserve that, and I don't care what you've done in your life. Because if you were trying to make for positive change, that you don't deserve that. Flat out, period, point blank, end of discussion. You don't like me, unfriend me, you don't have to listen to me. It's okay. We can all go about our business.
And Nipsey was there giving clothes to one of his homies that just got out of prison. And that's why he wasn't with his bodyguard. That's why he wasn't with the crew because one, that's his neighborhood. And
That's
he
his
felt
block.
comfortable there.
It's legit his
It's like
block.
me
He got
being
it.
You might as
uptown.
well have been in his house.
Yeah, exactly. So you move a little
More
comfortably
Guard
there.
is down.
Guard is down a little bit there. And he was there helping someone.
Which is
Like,
why
like
I
the
said
whole
the story of him being a homeboy and cool to the crew made sense.
Because if you watch the video, and I wish I hadn't watched it. I'm telling you, social
I didn't
media
watch
trauma.
I can't
I
watch
It's
it.
real.
can't believe that they would even post some shit like that. Post somebody getting
Facebook,
Because it
Facebook is
desensitizes
not-
us to it.
They're
But
not
there's
monitoring enough because Facebook has let too many things happen. Oops,
I don't-
accidentally.
yeah,
If I load your music and I
But
don't
say
say,
you got kicked off Facebook for posting some inappropriate pictures.
yeah, for
But
posting
if-
some naked women,
but if
even
I-
pussy with the
Yeah,
clip.
right.
if
When I
I
say
post
and-
news music and don't say I don't own the rights to this music, I'll get put off. But somebody can run through Facebook and shoot 12 people and it doesn't get cut off in time.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago with that video.
Yeah.
So
You can't sit here and say. I mean, I think we would be deluding ourselves if we thought that was unintentional. I think that a lot of these incendiary posts are allowed to let fly that way, even
I think
though they're
they're
not
done on
supposed
all
to.
part of the.
I think
Yeah.
It's the
machine.
trauma machine,
Yeah.
and it's
it's
what's the word?
desensitization.
Well,
Yeah.
but also Facebook is a media outlet, and media outlets love controversy.
Absolutely.
They love.
But even with regular
horrible
news,
shit.
isn't going to show somebody getting raped.
They're not going to get away with it. If they could, they would. Trust me. they would.
Facebook let the girl at Opera get raped and continuously played. They didn't put a pause. They didn't block it. Facebook has left 2 mass shootings go on Facebook. Like at some point in time, you got in trouble for letting Russia hack into Facebook and stealing people's shit. Why can't you have somebody that's monitoring death?
They do.
Why can't you have the guy that got
It's
shot by the police in the head? Why can't you stop that video from being shared?
Because he's black.
Why can't you
Because
block it?
it's a plan. It's the
I agree
trauma
with that.
and it's a desensitization of
Well said.
the black community.
Yeah,
They
I
want
agree.
what I'm feeling is trauma. Other people are like, yeah, okay, somebody died. I see it. I watch it all the time. But those are the 2 things you get from that. And with me, it started fucking with me. Like I'm on Facebook arguing like a fucking madman because I'm upset at how people are responding because they've been desensitized to death.
I just unfriend people like that.
I
don't
do.
want to
I
be
do.
friends with
I
people.
had started arguing, and that is the issue with Kodak Black. He is desensitized to death. He is desensitized to what's going on, and he doesn't understand that him saying that he wants to date Lauren London, or he wants to be with her,
Horribly
give her a year to mourn,
He's an
and then he
asshole.
gonna be the man for her because he's desensitized to the shit. He had no fucking clue. Well, either he had no clue what he was doing was wrong, or he had no clue that what he was doing was going to be
I think it's a combination of both.
offensive. Like, it is wrong and offensive, even if it isn't offensive, it's still wrong. And you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't wrong, it was still offensive. It was no way to win in that situation. For those that don't know, he did an Instagram live, Kodak Black, saying that, how great Lauren London was, and now she a whole widow, so he gonna shoot his bid, he gonna give her a year to mourn, and then he going after her because she a bad bitch. And his boy was like, too soon, dog. And he was like, I ain't trying to get her today. I'm just saying, I'm gonna give her a year, then I'm gonna get her. She will see me changing. She will see the good things I do, and she gonna wanna be with me. And I'm like, you fucking clown ass nigga. Like, one, she would never wanna be with a fuck nigga like you.
He's got
2,
man boobs.
like, why are you saying things like this 2-3 days after Nipsey Hussle's been murdered?
The fact
His
that
body ain't in the fucking ground
the
yet.
fact that you said I'm going to give her a year to mourn and you did it on Facebook Live after 3 days of him being gone. You didn't say it in the privacy of your home. You did it on Facebook Live.
Right. And did he really think it was gonna work? Like, you really think a year from now, Lauren, she's gonna be like, hey,
Lauren London,
Really,
of
she's
all
like, hey, a year's
Let-
gone by. Let's go to dinner. It's
Come
not
on,
gonna-
Kodak
come on,
Black. Let me
man.
holla at you and your man boobs and your horrible hair. No.
Right. And it goes to, like, the nigga I'm talking about on Facebook and niggas like Kodak Black. They're one and the same. They fucking lost.
Well, see, I have a theory about this, and this is what makes this whole social media asinery thing even more frustrating to me. I think the people who do this fuck shit, I think the people who do this bad shit on the air and on social media, I think they are doing it on purpose. I think they are intentionally being asinine. I think it is intentional fuckery because somehow they think that getting responses where people are like, "Oh my God, you fucking asshole." I think they really think that's good.
But if
I
it's
really
gonna
think
affect your check, that's
Yeah.
the kind of thing that you have to think about. So me, I'm about my money, I'm about my dollars.
He never considered.
Don't fuck my money up. You fuck my money up, and we have a whole other issue.
Didn't
I
enter
am a
his mind.
family woman. I want to have my family. I want my kids to be good. Yada yada yada. But you fuck my money up, and we have a whole other issue because my kids are affected by that.
People don't
And
understand.
if you don't have kids, that should always be your thought process. Is this gonna fuck up the way that I eat?
Yeah.
If it's gonna mess up how you eating, don't say it.
Here,
Well, fuck niggas been getting away with it, so it hasn't been fucking up the way they've been eating until now. And now LA radio stations is banned Kodak Black's music. Several clubs have banned his music. People from Atlantic Records are like, you're risking your partnership with this record label. Other rappers, T.I., Snoop, BG Knockout.
Wayne, her other baby father came out and said,
What did Wayne say?
Wayne told him keep my baby mama name out your mouth, or I'm gonna have it handled.
And you know Wayne and Kodak Black got an issue. They've had an issue for a minute. And
It doesn't matter if they had an issue or not.
I'm just saying, like,
I would expect my child's father that if I had any kind of issue, if I roll off and get married to somebody else or have a relationship with somebody else that everybody knows,
Nah, fuck that. Nah,
I expect my child's father to have my back because I got his kids.
Absolutely. No, you keep my baby's mother's name out your motherfucking.
Don't say
Especially-
shit about me.
That's one of the things that really made me angry about this whole thing is like just the level of disrespect to this female, like this woman while she's grieving right now. Dude, like, what the fuck are we doing right now? You know, this is some corny ass 5 Heartbeats, Big Red type of shit, you know, where he walks up in the middle of the funeral like, "Oh, Eleanor, you shouldn't be alone." Like, you look like that type of trifling ass, fuck ass nigga, and you sound like that when you do this kind of shit. And I think that these niggas are out here doing it on purpose. I think that in their fucking crack, idiot ass, stupid ass, non-real men type of brain, you're thinking that people saying, "Oh shit, I can't believe you said that," is a good thing. When it isn't. When you're saying this type of fuck nigga shit. Like, this isn't good controversy, Kodak. Like, this isn't a good
controversy. Good controversy is rolling up and talking about I'm a nerd, but I do gangster shit. I'm hacking the FBI. That's controversy. Hollering at a woman who just lost the love of her life is not controversial.
How about this?
Hollering at a dude that lost the love of his life is not controversial. It is fucking stupid. And I feel like
it's sensitive.
The same way that
tacky.
the lady that spit at the black person got her ass fired from her job, fucking fired.
Yeah, I want to read this because and shout out to the game for addressing it too. But Marcus, who I got into an argument, Marcus Green, I got in an argument with a few minutes ago before we started the show. Not an argument, but a debate.
So Marcus said he didn't holler at her.
That's what I'm getting into. He said the video was never supposed to be seen outside of 24 hours, but Shane will hire stalkers to record anything for their viewers. You're missing the fucking point.
The point is,
you should have never said it. That's the fucking point. It is not. It's not. Hold on. We can't all talk. It's not class. It's not sophistication. It's not tact. It's not kingly. It's not godly. You don't speak about wanting to fuck a nigga's girl or wife 2-3 days after he died.
Because he didn't slide to her DMs does not mean he didn't holler at her. The fact that you would say he didn't holler at her makes you part of the problem. Because if you raise children to think that shit is okay, if somebody else rolls up on him and shoots him, then you're going to say, "Oh my God, why did they shoot him? He didn't do anything." No, he popped off at the mouth. That's what he did. It's not okay. It's not okay. It is inexcusable. It is nothing, all right. It's not him saying, "Oh yeah, she fine." and she deserved to have that. She didn't deserve any of that. He should have kept his fucking mouth shut. Period.
Yeah.
So to say that he didn't holler at her, that's the issue that I've been having with the males that keep saying, oh, what he said wasn't disrespectful. No, it's fucking disrespectful. If you come at me that way, I'm gonna have your ass. I'm gonna screenshot your shit, and I'm gonna repost it so everybody can see how rude and disrespectful you are, because it is disrespectful. You don't come at somebody grieving that way.
It's ridiculous to even say. Now, I'll put it this way. I will say this. Everybody know how much I love Ashanti. Let's say Ashanti. I'm trying to bring full circle. Let's say Ashanti married Nelly, and Nelly unfortunately passed away. God forbid. And we in the house. I would be like, Ashanti's single. But really, shit, I probably wouldn't even say that the first week or two because it's just tacky. But at some point, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know how much I love Ashanti. She's single, but I'm never gonna get on a fucking internet and say it. I'm not gonna get in front of the world and say it. And I'm not a super celebrity. So for Kodak Black to do it, he's a super celebrity. He's out there, everybody knows him, and he's saying it. So he has peers. He said he met Nipsey once. It's just like, it's too much. It's too much fuck shit.
Marcus said, just like I asked you if you ever spoke on your admiration for another. Ooh, my earring don't fell out. For another, I need that earring. Admiration for another man's woman, dead or alive, you can't speak on Kodak.
Well, I'll put it to you, and I'll say it to you this way. I've never done what he did. I've never said, JB has a very nice girlfriend. I want to date her. Speaking on admiration for a woman is not the same thing as speaking on wanting to be with a woman. So get that bullshit out of here. Two totally fucking different
things. We
things.
talked about this last week, and I said to y'all that I was kicking it with my dude and his people. We were out one day. Now, this is my ex. We were out and about in Atlanta, and somebody walked up to me and was like, yeah, you fine as hell. I see why you do with you. Excuse me? I don't take that shit as a fucking compliment. I think that's disrespectful as fuck.
I do too. I don't move that way.
Do not approach a lady
I'm a real
in
man.
that manner.
I don't move that way. If it's a JB or F or J has a great woman on his side, I want to say, you got a good one.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You got a good one.
I
ain't going to say, I want to date her, I want to do this, I want to do that, and in a year, and I'm saying that fuck shit.
If JB ever died, I'm a back to his girl immediately. I'm a back to his. No, you don't do that kind of stuff.
The worst comment you'll get is
that is what Kodak did.
The worst you'll get is, hey dude, hey, you got yourself a good one. You did all right.
You don't say I'm gonna give her a year to grieve, and I'm at that one. You don't do that kind of stuff.
Like that's too much. And I think that, and I don't understand how niggas are defending it. And I don't want to be a cool nigga, but I know he's a lot younger than me. And maybe that's that generation. Y'all on some bullshit. The generation I come from, we don't do that.
You don't do that kind of shit. If you expect a woman to respect you, then you need to respect her. Give her time to grieve. You don't say shit like that in public. You allow her
3-4 days after the man dies.
You don't say shit like that.
Well, you don't say it, period. I don't think you say it ever.
You shouldn't. I agree. But what I am saying, if you did twist your little brain into the way to comprehend that shit, you don't say it out loud for millions of people to hear. You don't do that. It was disrespectful. I don't give a shit what y'all say. It was rude, and it was very, very in poor taste.
I'm glad you said that. Marcus said he would give her time to grieve. I'm not even gonna respond to that fuck shit. Can y'all explain it to him why that does not make anything good?
Okay, Marcus, let's do this. Your mama is Lauren London. Your daddy dies. Your neighbor comes up to you and says, I'm gonna give your mama a year to grieve before I try to fuck your mama.
Boom. Okay. And we moving on from that because I'm not debating this no more. It's wrong, and if you don't get it, you ain't the same cloth as me.
Yeah.
And that's your fault.
Yeah.
So moving on, JB's high school beatbox spot in the future came out and said, Well, Young Scooter said we need more leaders like Nipsey Hussle, and we lost Nipsey. We need more. Future said yes, we do need more leaders like us. The thing, because I've done so much. I will humbly say I don't know all the Future's done. I know what Future's music is about.
I know, but I know he got into a Twitter battle with his baby mamas.
I defended Future against Sierra. This bullshit, Future, you ain't done a fucking thing. I live in Atlanta. We live in Atlanta. You ain't did a fucking thing for Atlanta like what Nipsey did for LA.
So I don't.
How the fuck is it a us? Niggas crazy as hell. Niggas love clout chasing and getting attention. I'm gonna say this and they gonna respond to me. Future, did you start a STEM program?
No.
Did you open up businesses in the community where you hired hundreds of people? Now I do believe Future's record label has hired black people. I believe that.
Course, yeah.
But outside of that.
Okay, so from somebody that's worked with people and worked with things with Future, the night that we had an event that Future was there, it was a fucking headache. And that's all I will say. I worked the door at a club, and when I say I ran around all fucking night to try to make the little bit of money that we ended up making, it was a goddamn headache. So, that being said, unless you are putting money in everybody's damn pockets and you are doing something that we don't know about that's been like secretly done and stuffed under a bridge somewhere off in a hole in the wall that got flushed down a toilet into the sewer system, we don't know shit that you did, Future.
Yeah, I haven't seen or heard anything. That's kind of interesting. He's like, we did all these great things.
Really? Nigga, speaking French. So, Future, Kodak Black, and everybody arguing and bickering about Nipsey and not speaking with love. You all get the 45 Shut Up Stupid Award.
They deserve it.
Shut up, stupid.
That was probably the longest Shut Up Stupid Award in the history of the show.
It was needed. It was a 3-time given award today. It was to the people supporting Kodak Black.
Yep.
To Future and to Kodak Black himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we had a lot of vitriol to get out. There's obviously a lot of pain and angst.
Righteous Reed said Future had 16 #1 hits, got a bunch of money, and did nothing. He went to the strip clubs.
Mel gave us the exact quote. Yeah, we do need more like us. I've been teaching and preaching for a decade, also showing and proving what hard work and dedication get you. Future, you are the same nigga who was afraid to tell people you were off of lean because you thought they wouldn't accept you. So you kept making songs influencing the kids to take lean and other drugs because you were afraid to admit that you were clean. I ain't fucking respect that.
Make a rap song about how you had to get clean, about how you had to get off the drugs.
Now, that would make you like Nipsey.
Right.
That would put you in that category.
Well,
no. It's still good.
A fucking song does not put you in Nips.
True.
Let's be clear.
True.
Okay, you made a song, so yeah, your one little redemption song, whatever, nigga. I don't know. Let's move on. Can we stop talking about fuck nigga shit?
Yeah, let's stop. I agree. Now, a question to end this segment before we get up out of here. And I know this is kind of like a question, but I want to know specifically, how will you carry on Nipsey's legacy? And I'm assuming you will. Maybe you won't, but I'm making that assumption. In what ways will you, or if not you, can you tell someone else to carry on Nipsey's legacy?
Do some damn community service. Community, where you live, do something. Adopt a mile. That's free. Go be a mentor to some children. Buy something besides some damn shoes. Go buy some damn t-shirts. Not even t-shirts. Go buy some button-ups and some ties from Goodwill. And teach little boys how to tie a tie. How about you do that? Collect some blankets. That's what my son's doing right now. He collecting blankets for the homeless and for battered women shelters. Do some shit like that. Go mentor a kid and teach them how to build a website from scratch so that they can get into this technology field. Give $50 to a kid. If you can't do 50, give 5. Like, donate to a nonprofit. It's so many things that y'all can do out here to be the Nipsey Hussle. Like, maybe we need to give the Hustlers Award every week.
We do the Grind and Shine Award.
I mean, we do Grind and Shine, but maybe we should do something like Nipsey, something in the community. Like, legit find somebody in our community every week to give an award to recognize somebody that's doing a little bit more than just the average thing. Like, I don't know, anything.
Well, and for me, a part of Nip's legacy was his ability to share his knowledge and his experiences with other people, in particular young people. He wanted young people to get on the path that he was on in terms of financial stability, in terms of understanding what their money is and what their money does and how to make their money move. You know, for me, he becomes not only a cultural and a hip hop icon, but now he becomes one of those historical figures that I use in my reference when I talk to young kids. You know, now he becomes one of those people where you say, well, you don't think a black man can do this, that, and the third. Look at what this cat did, and look at how he did it and what it can do. I find myself in a situation where I have to talk to a lot of young people at times, mentor people, tell them how to move. And these are the perfect examples that we need in order to be able to have those messages really resonate with young people. You know what I'm saying? That's how I intend to use his legacy.
I agree. I'm going to do it in a few different ways. I'm going to continue to we're making a playlist. The Marathon Don playlist will be available on Apple Music.
Talk to us about the jump you already put out. You already put out a Nipsey Hussle playlist, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Well, I put it out for us. They can't get it until the show ends.
Okay.
The Marathon Don is 33 songs. One song represents each year of his life, and these are my favorite 33 songs. Not necessarily his 33 biggest hits, not necessarily his 33 best underground songs. My personal favorite 33 songs. That will be available the exact minute we are in the show. I'm going to preach this message of social empowerment, economic empowerment, eating healthy. You'll see financial literacy. You'll see a lot less clothes, a lot less drinks on the show because of that. Because Nipsey, the Dr. CB documentary was about how he cured AIDS, but it was also about how he cured AIDS. And it's about eating right, drinking right, being responsible. Nipsey represented the family. I'm bringing my niggas with me. Nobody left behind. All money in, no money out. Saving your fucking money, not blowing money. If y'all remember, for my rap fans, I did a song called What's Up, Mo? And I said, all money in, no money out. I'm on my Nipsey Hussle, on my hustle down south. And that's what that meant. I was learning to.
They said that.
They said that? That was 2012.
Facts.
Yeah,
Bro,
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
When it came out,
7 years
It's
ago.
documented. So this whole new age Nipsey Hussle thing, that's validation that you ain't telling no lies.
It's recorded in our studio.
I screenshot
I screenshotted tweets between me and Nipsey in 2011. So I mean, like, I don't want to.
No, but I mean, there is something to be said about having something to back up what you're saying, because a lot of people may be listening and being like, "Oh, this nigga's talking shit," but if it's, you know what I'm saying, it's.
Yeah, if anybody thought I was talking shit, you can just Google or go to Twitter and search for Nipsey Hussle and Knew the Man, and you'll see the back and forth in the conversation from 2010, 2011. Like, it's there. If you doubt it, you're a fucking idiot.
So that said, speaking from a position of authority in the subject matter, that's what I was talking about.
Boom, Gelman, my man. So so speaking from that position, those are the things that I'm looking to do, and I think most importantly, I want to speak with love and empowerment. A lot of people make me mad on Facebook with this arguing and this ugliness, but I realize that I can't argue and get ugly with you. I can't participate in the conversation with you. I need to lead the conversation. I need to say what it is, not debate with you about what it could be or what it should be. So going forward, I'm telling you what it is, and you can listen or you can tune out. But I'm not debating with you. I'll be 43 next fucking week. I'm not playing with my youngins. You gonna listen to me or you not?
Most importantly, you're gonna hear the best and the most cogent opinions on this show, on this podcast. If you disagree with what we saying on Facebook, then come on the show. I mean, you know, we allow comments. We always accept feedback. But let's be clear. It is going to be done in a respectful manner. It is going to be done in a mannerable manner, because we don't tolerate that fuck shit. That is not how we speak to each other, and that is certainly not how we're going to speak to you. So if you got some fuck shit to say, then shut the fuck up. But you know, debates are always welcome.
Before our guests in the building, Gelman Billions, Nipsey, how are you walking away with that? What direction are you going in? I'm assuming, because I know y'all want to continue the legacy. You want to continue the empowerment of our youth. Any ideas for anybody else of what they can do or what you want to do?
Well, I mean, the only way to truly honor his legacy, and this is coming from me, someone who is a new fan, is not someone who is immersed in all of the things that he's done. I can admit that, you know, a lot of the things that I've learned about his past and his endeavors before he was murdered and what he had planned on the future comes from, you know, most recent activities. And I say that with no shame, but I can say that I know enough about it to know that if we are truly to honor him, the only way to truly do it is to just make sure that you're just the best version of yourself. Make sure you're the best version of yourself and don't leave your brother behind. You know what I mean? Everybody can use help. No matter where you are in life, no matter how successful or unsuccessful you are, everyone can use help. And I think that kind of speaks to the crux of his message.
It's a code we already live by, so
Yeah, facts.
continue
Billions.
what you're doing.
He pretty much said it all, you know. I ain't trying to escape from the conversation because you know I can talk. But he pretty much said everything that I wanted to say, and you know, I am my brother's keeper, man. Being more, you know, selfless, thinking about others. You know what I mean? I mean that's the reason I'm here, to support y'all. You know what I'm saying? What y'all doing? This ain't my first time, you know, being on the show or you know being involved, but it's a blessing that you know to have a platform to where you know, we can express our feelings, you know, current events and things that's going on in the community, not just the black community but the world. So you know, we just have to be more conscious how we speak to each other, how we treat our women, how we treat women in general. You know, just being responsible, man. You know what's right because you feel it when it's right, and you feel it when it's wrong. So, you know, that's pretty much it, man.
Appreciate that, Billions. Appreciate that, F. Mel said, raise your fucking kids.
I 1 bajillion
Amen.
agree with her on that.
Let the church say amen.
And I'll take it a step further. Raise the kids around you. I don't have any kids, but I have a lot of kids. Did that make sense? I don't have any
You
biological
got
children.
like 700 God kids?
700 God
Okay,
kids.
makes sense.
And I'm in their lives. I'm
Mine
active.
are 2 of them.
Yeah, in facts. And Yeoman got one right
I think
there.
just as parents find the one single guy that doesn't have like 700,000 kids. You know, we be like, look, you
Yeah,
take
that's
all-
Uncle New.
Yeah,
Uncle James. We got Uncle James at my house. I think Uncle James got 14 God kids.
Yeah,
Shit you not. We're preparing him for when you have children, when you have kids. I will let you know, like, nah, bro.
I've been talking to Ashanti a lot more lately, so
I forgot my ruler this week.
that might be going on, Jimmy.
Don't forget.
I'm gonna get one of them plastic dollar store rulers that got that good snapback on it. So when I pop, it be like, JB know about that one.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna end with the NCAA tournament is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's
Pick
wait
up
for the
UVA.
area. We're going for UVA.
Yeah.
It'll be UVA UVA versus Texas Tech. When UVA wins, it'll be their first win in school history.
I can't wait.
And
I can't wait
UVA gonna be lit. Shout out to Shmee.
BBD?
BBD too.
Yeah,
BBD too. And now Netflix and chill segment.
Oh
is
my God.
gonna be first. Real quick, before we get into that, there are dozens of Nipsey Hussle interviews and videos on YouTube. All you gotta type in Nipsey Hussle video.
One more
Nipsey
thing, you
Hussle
said
interview.
what can be done? I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a new fan, old fan, or no fan. Stream his music. Download his music.
Yes, support his family.
It went up 3,000%. It's gone up 3,000% since he passed.
152,000 some, like it was in the hundreds of thousands.
I'm not gonna lie, I just hit play just so it can
in
play.
terms of his streaming, it was in the hundreds of thousands in terms of percentages over what he was streaming before. So continue to do that, man, because his family needs help. Just because he was in the limelight and was a celebrity and you think he's got all the money in the world, it doesn't matter because guess what?
all that's
done unless you all continue to support that man after
Absolutely.
Yeah, themarathon.clothing.com where you can get those Crenshaw shirts. And he had a partnership with Rock Nation where they were doing the paper plane hats. So go there.
Like, all these people talking all this stuff and conspiracy theories and thoughts and perspectives and judgment, it doesn't matter unless you move with action. And the action is to put some money in his family's hands. And the way to do that is to keep his legacy alive.
Yes.
Two.
A little boy was born in
Don't forget
I believe a teenage girl.
Stepson.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And the stepson.
But it's still a son.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So
We
three.
know who his dad
Thank
is.
you for correcting me.
So 3 babies. Yep.
You're right. And prayers for Lauren London, his other child's mother, Black Sam, Cobby, Dom,
Everybody
Gang,
involved. His
everybody involved in
grandmother,
all
his mother,
money
his
in,
father,
his
his-
real estate partners, his entire family, the Eritrean community who allowed me in to speak at his vigil in Atlanta, which was an amazing opportunity. I literally got the opportunity to go on stage and speak. And so shout out to the Eritrean Community Center in Atlanta, out in Stone Mountain. And I think we'll end with that. Long live Nip. The Marathon Don playlist will be available in the comment section of this on YouTube and Facebook and on all of our social media over the next, immediately following the show and over the next few days. Next week is our anniversary show. We started the show on April 18th.
Yeah.
It is also my birthday show, which is April 17th. And next Sunday is April 14th. So we're going to do a double celebration like we do every year. Should we switch it? Because it's always the anniversary and my birthday. Because we became a podcast in February last year. We've been a show, internet, TV show.
Let's stick with April, man. Let's
Stick
stick
with
with April. It's
Stick
the
with
tradition. It's a long-standing tradition.
It's 7
now.
years. 7 years.
Stick with April.
So next week we're gonna get lit and turn up, and I'm putting everybody on camera. You're gonna finally see Gilmy, you're gonna see Jay, and Tori will bring her girls because I invited them right now. Y'all invited, and then we're gonna bring everybody out. It's a celebration, bitches. It's gonna be my 43rd birthday, and we just gonna really have a good time. I know today may have been a somber show, but I wanted to pay proper respect to my favorite
It's a
rapper.
serious show. Like it hasn't happened every so often.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
It was dope. Like it's dope.
You have to do proper honor to people and when
To
they lost
legends.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
To kings
So
and
it's
legends.
worth it. Well worth it.
And it looks like Mel is going to make an appearance on my birthday. She said, I don't look a day over 70. You know what, Mel? You are something else. You know that? You are something else.
I would like to have a visitor.
Mel,
Come
bring the
Mel.
whole crew. Everybody come through Sunday.
Yeah.
It's my birthday. Friday. Wait a minute. Come on. Let me think about it. But yeah.
I was already laughing.
So we'll figure it out. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for celebrating Nipsey Hussle's life. I bullshit you not. I've cried all week. And it is a painful, hurtful loss. And I want us to celebrate his life going forward. I don't want the pain to persist. I don't want me to be sensitive on Facebook, but somebody say something and I'm cussing them out because I'm so hurt. let's just Wusa, Save, celebrate the young king, and celebrate all of our other kings and queens and princes and princesses that are coming up. Because, and I'll say this in a positive light, there's a Nipsey Hussle in every city.
Yep.
Let's celebrate them too, because that's what Nipsey would have wanted. And one of my favorite Nipsey songs is Forever on Some Fly Shit. And I encourage everybody to go listen to that. It's a video. Forever on Some Fly Shit. That's the one song we're gonna leave here with. And it's not a big popular song. I don't want to give you the commercial single, but Forever on Some Fly Shit. It's about 6-7 years old, and it's a music video. Go to YouTube, Nipsey, Forever on Some Fly Shit. Listen to the words, and celebrate that brother, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the love. I ain't cry. It's lit. It's lit. I ain't cry. I'm with it.
Good night and God bless y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in.
Uno! We out! What up, billions?
That's it.
Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Love y'all. You hear me?